I'd been running my cabin with solar for years. Not just for myself, my system was powerful enough that I struck a deal with the neighborhood. The HOA's entire security system ran off my panels. Cameras at the gates, lights along the streets, even the clubhouse alarm, all of it tied into my energy grid. Everyone knew this arrangement saved the HOA a fortune. But of course, there was one person who hated it, Karen, the HOA president. She never liked that I had something she couldn't control. Solar panels are unsightly, she would complain at meetings. They ruin the aesthetic. I always ignored her. My bills were paid, my system was legal, and my land wasn't under their jurisdiction anyway. But Karen doesn't like being ignored. One Monday morning, I walked outside to check my system and froze. Half my panels were slathered in thick gray paint. Brush strokes everywhere, deliberately covering the cells. The rest had streaks where someone tried to roll over them. And there in my driveway was Karen's car, splattered with the same gray paint. She stood smugly beside it with a roller in her hand. "Problem solved," she said. "Your panels are a violation of community standards. Consider this an enforcement action." I clenched my jaw. "Karen, those panels don't just power my cabin. They power the neighborhood security system." Her smirk faltered for half a second, then returned. "We'll manage. The HOA can't tolerate your eyesore anymore." She didn't know it yet, but she just handed me the biggest weapon possible. That night, with half the panels useless, the grid went down. Streetlights flickered out. The gate keypad stopped working. Cameras shut off one by one. By midnight, the entire neighborhood security system was dark. Within 2 days, reports of package thefts and trespassers rolled in. The HOA panicked. At an emergency meeting, homeowners demanded answers. Karen tried to spin it. The system malfunctioned. "We'll repair it." That's when I walked in, holding up a folder. Repair it? Or maybe repaint it? I dropped photos of Karen standing over my vandalized panels right on the table. Several neighbors gasped. One man muttered, "She's the reason we lost security?" Karen stammered, "That's taken out of context." I cut her off. "Here's the contract, signed by this very HOA. You agreed my panels would supply power for your system. Any damage you cause is your liability. That means every theft, every broken camera, every unlit street, all on you." The room erupted. Karen turned beet red as homeowners shouted at her. One woman demanded refunds for stolen packages. Another threatened to sue. But it got worse for her. The HOA's insurance provider launched an investigation. Once they saw the photos and paint analysis, they refused to cover damages. They ruled it willful vandalism by the acting HOA president, which meant Karen herself, not the HOA, was personally liable. She had to pay tens of thousands in restitution, out of her own pocket. Meanwhile, I had my panels professionally cleaned and upgraded. With the HOA's system back online, neighbors started thanking me directly. A few even admitted they used to agree with Karen about the panels being ugly, but after a week in the dark, they realized how much they relied on me. Karen, however, wasn't seen much after that. She stepped down as president under heavy pressure. Rumor has it she even had to sell her house to cover the damages she caused. Now when I walk past the clubhouse, people nod and wave. They know who really keeps the lights on. And every time I glance at my panels, gleaming in the sun, I smile. Karen thought she was making a statement by painting over them. Instead, she blacked out her entire neighborhood and painted herself into bankruptcy.